Wow, what an introduction. Thank you so much. First of all, good evening. Thank you so much for coming out on a sunny, warm Wednesday evening to come and listen to me speak and to your fellow teammates. I'd like to say thank you to Anik for inviting me to speak, because any of you that know me know how much I love what Anik and Elliot have created here. And you know how much I love you, because coming together to create community and unity and to create a nurturing, loving space for respect and care and nurture is one of the most important things we can do with our lives. If you mull over or think about too long what's going on in the world, if you look too much through Facebook or you watch the news for a little bit too long or listen to the radio, you'll realize that there's a lot of sadness and there's a lot of atrocity going on in the world. And the most important thing that you can do is to come together like we are tonight to create a space for love. And I use that word wholeheartedly. It can come across as a little bit kind of, a bit idealistic and a little bit woo-woo and a little bit new age. And no, actually, love is the highest vibration. And what I love about this group of people is that when you each get up to speak, I watch your faces from the judging panel and I see this wash of admiration, of love and respect being aimed at who is up here speaking. And that is such a wonderful thing to be a part of. Now, my name's Gary Albert Hughes. I'm a holistic vocal coach. Very well introduced, by the way. You've done your research. I need to copy that down verbatim because I need to use that. It's better than what I am going to say. I trained as a singer and an actor, and I trained in physiology of the voice. And I spent many, many years teaching people the technical aspects of their voice, how to get more projection, how to improve their diction, how to get more power and volume and inflection. And I was coming from a very technical viewpoint, a very muscular viewpoint, a very physiological viewpoint. And people were kind of getting a little bit better, and I was getting some nice feedback, but I really wasn't having the impact that I wanted to have. I wasn't getting feedback like, my life's changed, my whole future's changed, I'm creating such impactful speeches. I was kind of getting, my voice was a bit better, it was kind of nice, you know, but it's kind of a little bit boring. I then, in my mid-20s, came down with 5 really serious health conditions. This is where I use my little flash. Is there a... Where's the clicker? How do I work it? Arrows. I learned how to do keynote presentations. So there's just a little bit about me, blah, blah, blah. I know, a little bit of theatre feel. So I trained at Guildhall School of Music Drama, Royal Academy of Music, blah, 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 blah. But what's really interesting is that I suffered myself with panic attacks and performance anxiety during my training at the Royal Academy of Music. I had chronic IBS. I had a very serious thyroid condition. I had 3rd stage adrenal fatigue. And I had a malfunctioning liver, which wasn't detoxifying. So I was a toxic mess at the age of 25. And I was trying to get up in front of people and speak, and I was trying to get on stage and perform, and I was trying to get on the radio and telly and doing all these things, and I was hugely suffering. And so I went to a holistic health practitioner, and I healed myself naturally within 3 months using herbs, vibrational medicine, meditative practices, and various lifestyle changes. And it was so amazing that I decided I need to learn how to do this for other people. So I trained in natural medicine. And then over the last 1.5 years, maybe 2 years, I've started to realize that I can combine vocal coaching and natural medicine, because natural medicine incorporates emotional health, spiritual health, and physical health. And for you to be the best speaker that you possibly can, you need to be balanced in all of those areas. There's absolutely no point in learning how to project your voice if you're suffering with chronic IBS, performance anxiety, thyroid condition, 3rd stage adrenal fatigue, and a malfunctioning liver. Because you'll basically be projecting, but you'll be like this, you know? So do you see how it's absolutely pointless? So I've loved combining these two worlds together to create what I believe, in my humblest of opinions, to be transformational coaching. Now, I did create this rather flash keynote speech, but I can't promise that I'm going to stick to it, because something happened to me today that I want to share with you. And it was so profound, it was such an epiphany, and is so relevant to this evening and what I'm speaking about, that I kind of have to forget that and share my story. So I had a catch-up with a friend today, a fellow practitioner, natural medicine practitioner, and as you can imagine, our conversations together are very riveting about the new kind of magnesium and how easily it's absorbed into the cells, and the perils of toxic sunscreen. It's a fascinating conversation. So there we were on the Central Line from Bethnal Green to Tottenham Court Road, and we were having this thrilling conversation about gut health and the state of the intestines. And we were kind of in our little thing, kind of enjoying our conversation, and this man got on the tube, sat opposite us, and was speaking, talking to himself, and every now and then would kind of raise his voice really loudly, and I kind of quickly realized he had some mental issues going on. And so my first judgment was, okay, just kind of keep quiet and keep safe. And I caught myself in this judgment of this man opposite me. And I stopped myself, and I just calmed down that judgment. And I actually, for some reason, I don't know why I decided to, but I decided to actually listen to what he was saying. And I can't repeat back to you what he was saying, because there was so much, and it was like this diatribe, this stream of consciousness of random thoughts and ideas and whatever else. And as I sat listening to him, I had this moment where my jaw dropped into my lap. And I realized that what he was speaking and what he was saying was exactly the kind of thing that goes on in my own head most of the time. I just don't say it out loud. He was in the wonderful position of just being able to express every thought that came into his mind. And I sat there with my jaw open going, this is exactly what goes on in my brain, especially in the run-up to a public speaking event. And I turned to my friend, and she had exactly the same look on her face, and she just went, you don't need to tell me. I know. And we both sat in silence for the rest of the journey, just in this like, oh my God. And then I went home, I got on with my day, and I decided to be a bit glamorous and sexy, and I got an air-conditioned Uber here tonight, because I didn't want to sweat. And I started to get this stream of consciousness of thoughts going around in my mind. This is where they discover I'm a fraud. This is where Anik decides, what the hell am I doing having this guy here coming to speak? This is where Elliot thinks blah, 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 and this is where they order. And this image of this crazy man was flashed right up in my mind's eye. And this thought descended upon me that we're all the same. That there are no new stressful thoughts, okay? You only recycle thoughts that everybody else has. So when you get up here to speak, you are having no new thoughts that nobody else has had. They're all recycled, they're all the same, okay? You're all looking at me going, you don't know what's going on in my head. And I suddenly, I swear, the neurosis, the fear, the anxiety, the worry completely melted from my system, from my brain, from my body, from my bioenergy field. And I suddenly felt so excited and safe. And as I was sat there looking at you all before I got up, all I thought to myself was, they all think the same as I do. They go through the same as I do. We're exactly the same. And I feel so safe, and I feel so supported, and I feel so free from any of that anxiety, because I realize that we're so connected and we are on an even playing field. And if there's one thing that you can take away from today, is that before you get up and speak in front of your audience, you just look at them and you have this little moment of, we are one. We are one. We're the same. Everybody on this planet, at the deep, fundamental level of their heart and their soul and their spirit, is the same. And in this time of upheaval politically, with the war and the atrocity going on in the world, people like you who want to come up and speak to people, you're the type of people that are bringing unity and togetherness in this world. And there's nothing better that you can do than that. And what you're doing is you're simply getting up here, realizing that you are the same as your audience, and then all you're going to do is share. And so I don't really like the word coach or teacher or therapist. I just call myself a sharer of ideas. And there is nothing else. I feel in this moment there's nothing else you need to know. All you need to know is your audience are the same as you. You are one. And then you just get up and share, whether it's 10 steps to being a better this, that, or the other, whether it's something inspirational, whether it's educational, whether it's a spiritual, whether it's corporate. You are simply getting up, being one with your audience, and then sharing your thoughts and ideas. Does that just make you feel a little bit better? Let's just have a moment. I just want to be with that idea for a moment. Just close your eyes and just think through that moment, that thought, that when you get up and speak for your audience, it's as simple as realizing you're the same and then sharing your ideas. There's nothing more or nothing less to it. And just notice how that makes you feel, because for me it was such a profound moment of safety. And it's something you can actually practice. Because since this morning, since I had that realization, everyone I looked at in the street, everyone who served me my coffee, when I got back on the bus, I just said in my mind, oh, we're the same. It's such a heart-opening experience, and it's going to be such a powerful tool for you to use when you get up to speak. So you can open your eyes now, sorry. Hello. I really like doing that in my life when I have kind of moments. I just like kind of closing my eyes and being with thoughts and ideas and kind of watching my mind kind of be like that crazy man sat opposite me. Does that make you just feel like quite calm? Because this is the first time I've ever got up in front of people. I feel so different right now. I just feel really kind of like it doesn't matter. Like the outcome really doesn't matter. Like I'm going to learn something from this. You're going to learn something from this. And then we're just going to chat afterwards and, you know, I was going to say have a drink, but there's no alcohol, so we won't do that. So that was something that happened to me today, and I thought it was so relevant, and I really hope that you can take that forward and to meditate on that regularly. And everyone that you see, as much as you can, whoever you see out in the world, you just look at them and just, we're one, we're the same. And it's such a wonderful heart-opening experience, and you can actually do that before you get up to speak. And keep reminding yourself, in those quiet moments, and just keep looking at people, oh, we're one, we're the same. And it just makes you feel so good. It makes you feel so safe. Right, I'm going to get back to my keynote speech. How long have I got? 20 minutes? Wow, great, okay. So this is one idea that I had. So this is an idea that I'm going to share. So you will not become a great speaker just because you want to be one. Okay, we all have these ideas of what we want to be. We all want to be a star. We all want to be a celebrity. We want to be a singer. Want to be an actor. Want to be a dancer. Want to be a great speaker. You know, but just wanting it is not enough. You have to. Oh, I've gone back. Oh, bugger. Dun, dun, dun. I should have some music track. You have to nourish. I know every slide is going to be a little moment of wonder, just because of the effect, not the content. So if you nourish your mind, your body, your spirit, and your voice, they will serve you in the most profound way. So most of us, and this is certainly what I was doing in my first experience of getting up to speak. I did no preparation. I did no voice work. I didn't give anything to myself in any way at all. And obviously I would get up and crash and burn and have the most awful experience. You only get back from your body, mind, spirit, and voice what you give to it. okay? So you have to do some work. You have to do some voice exercises. You have to look after your physical health. If you're suffering from your third stage adrenal fatigue and your chronic IBS, it's going to detract a little bit from how you feel when you're up on stage. You have to address your emotional health, so it's called doing the work. So going to see your psychotherapist, your natural medicine practitioner, or whatever you choose is right for you, because it's only going to help enhance how confident and how stable you feel when you're speaking to people, and how much you believe in what you're saying and what you have to offer. Give and you shall receive. So the essence of that is really give to yourself, and you will receive the benefits by improved public speaking and performances. So I would really have a think about what areas of your physical, emotional, and spiritual health need addressing, because the work that, certainly what I've done, and I know Claire is on exactly the same page because you gave a more in-depth talk about this very subject last month. Was it last month? A few months ago. And it was all about doing the work, and we talked shamans and energy work and vibrational medicine and all sorts of wonderful stuff. So obviously, just have a think about what is it for you. It can be any path, but we have to start really giving to ourselves first, and then we can really give more generously and more powerfully to our audiences. And I think we often don't look after ourselves in the way that we actually really deserve to. And the most important person in your life is you. And if you want to be a great speaker, you have to nourish every part of you that you possibly can. Mind, body, spirit, and in my world, the voice. So let's look at the body. So just a couple of things to think about. Batman, that's a body. So nutritional balance. Did you know that if you are deficient in the vitamin B6, you will not think as clearly in moments of stress as you would do if you weren't deficient in B6? I can see a few little kind of looks from partners to wives and girlfriends and husbands going, "You're deficient in B6." So just take a supplement. So go and see a natural medicine practitioner, go to your doctor, find out what nutritional deficiencies you have, and get them sorted out. It's really easy. Just go and take some supplements, because it will improve the way you think and the way that you feel. There's new evidence out, scientific, medical evidence, cutting edge, that proves that the state of your intestines directly impacts the state of your brain. You have brain cells in your heart. This is true. This isn't pseudoscience. This is real science. You have brain cells in your heart and in your stomach. So if you are like I was at age 25, suffering from chronic IBS, I couldn't think from one moment to the next. Sometimes I couldn't remember my age. I didn't know what day it was. The state of my stomach was directly impacting the way that I could think. And in moments of stress and anxiety, such as being up in front of people, your body is going to start going to all those vitamins and minerals. In moments of stress, your body starts eating magnesium. Okay, so right now, I'm in a stressful environment because I'm kind of, in front of people speaking. I don't feel stressed, but it's an underlying stress in my body. So my body is currently going to all the magnesium in it. So after I've spoken, I'm going to take a magnesium supplement so that I'm not deficient in that mineral. It's really wonderful and it's really powerful. So if you take any kind of pharmaceutical drugs, if you sweat a lot from exercise, if you're highly stressed, if you drink coffee or alcohol, that's pretty much everyone, at least one of those things, I'd really recommend taking a magnesium supplement and double the dose before you get up and speak, okay? And a B complex as well, because under moments of stress, the body starts eating B vitamins and it really supports your brain and the way that you deal with stress. So I took I'm a bit of a supplement junkie. I took 3 B vitamin complexes and 4 magnesium supplements about an hour before I came, and I feel fantastic. I'm clicking that, but it's not working. It's not working. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. Address, so this is just, repeating what I said before. Address any physical symptoms that you have. If you suffer from migraines, you don't want the added anxiety of worrying about getting a migraine before you get up and speak. Migraines can be debilitating, so find the root cause of them and get rid of them. IBS, anxiety, whatever it is, there's always a root cause and you can fix. Your body is a natural tool of healing. Anything that's imbalanced in the system can be rebalanced. I know that for a fact. In my clinic, week after week after week, and Claire will attest to this, we did a session. I get people, I don't get them off, but people get themselves off thyroid medication. They get themselves off antidepressants. They get themselves off reams and reams of pharmaceutical drugs that they have become reliant on over the years by addressing the underlying root causes, getting to the nitty-gritty of the imbalances in the body. I've been experiencing this for about 1.5 years, 2 years now. I've never worked with a client that hasn't healed and rebalanced their health if they do the protocol that I set them and they take the supplements and then make the changes. Obviously, if they don't do that, then nothing's going to change. But I've never worked with anybody that has done all of those things and hasn't improved their physical, emotional, and spiritual health. And it will impact the way that you can perform and communicate in such a deep, profound way. And self-love and nurture. And again, it's one of the, nurture, self-love, it's like one of those terms that's very new age and very woo-woo, and I don't know why I'm going American, that's really insulting, sorry. If anyone's American here. Anyway, moving on. So self-love and self-nurture is as simple as just touch your tummy and touch your chest. And just breathe. And just realize how miraculous you are. And I don't mean that as in, you're so amazing, you have everything you need right now. I mean that your body, what your body actually does and where it came from is such a miraculous, I can't even think of a word for it, a miraculous thing, that if you just can have a moment every day to really drop into it and realize how wonderful your body is and how wonderful you are, it lifts your vibration, and just a few minutes it can be so impactful. And like RuPaul, the famous American drag queen, says, if you can't love yourself, who in the hell else is going to love you? Okay? So mind. So I'm just sharing with you some stuff that I know to be true, stuff that's worked for me and stuff that works for my clients. So there's a few practices that you can do to really enhance and lift your concentration when you are going to perform, okay? So one of them, if you'll stand up quickly and just touch opposite arm to opposite leg. It's just everyone just do that. Just going to get you to feel what that feels like. So you're touching the opposite hand to the opposite leg. Okay, you can sit down. Just making sure you all could experience that. So when you move your right arm and your right leg, some of you will know that it's your left hand side of the brain that is controlling the right hand side of the body, and the right hand side of the brain is controlling the left hand side of the body. Under intense moments of stress and anxiety, the kind of wires, if you like, uncross, and that is when you become uncoordinated. That's when you can't remember what you were going to say. That's when you start stuttering. That's when you suddenly freeze and that kind of sensation in the body, which I'm sure you've all experienced. This is the uncrossing of the wires in the brain. So if I kind of lift that up like that, that's the left-hand side of the body working. If I do this, what side of the brain is working? Both sides of the brain. So this very simple but powerful exercise lights up both sides of the brain at the same time, and the result of this exercise will be that you have better clarity, better focus, better thought process. What you think and what you say will have a lot quicker communication and a lot quicker result. And if the studies on this are absolutely amazing with people who are dyslexic and dyspraxic. the rate of improvement in their cognitive and physical function is exponential when they do just 5 to 10 minutes of cross crawl every day. So I would really recommend doing that as part of a morning practice. I put a bit of Whitney Houston on and do that myself. I want to dance with somebody, oh yes. You don't have to do that, it's your choice. And I did it for a few minutes before I got on stage. So I was in the corridor doing this. You can touch the back legs, wonderful. And it just brings you into your body, and it just gets both sides of the brain flashing, lighting up. And it just gives you that little bit of an edge, and I just feel a little bit more clear and a little bit more focused. ESR, okay, ESR stands for emotional stress release. Who's had one of these moments recently? Oh my God, I just don't understand you. Or, where did I put my keys? What was it that, why do we do this? Why did every single person on the planet hold their forehead in moments of stress? I'll tell you, it's really fascinating. So anxiety and fear, neurosis, and anything that kind of is a stressful thought is located in glands or lobes or whatever you want to call them at the back of the brain. So that it kind of literally kind of pulls you back and holds you back. Problem solving, logical thinking, forward thinking lobes are located in the front of the brain, directly above each eye, just behind the skull. They're called the frontal eminences. And the reason that we do this is because our fingers and our hands and our whole bodies, in fact, contain electromagnetic energetic qualities. So when you bring your hand to your forehead, what you're doing is you are using positive and negative electromagnetic charges in your hands to bring energy flow and blood flow to the lobes at the front of the brain that then go and they start solving your problem. So what happens is you go, oh, where are my keys? Ah, that's where I left them. Because the frontal eminences start lighting up. Now we can use ESR in a very controlled way. And what you do is you put 2 fingers above each eye like this on your forehead. Or you can do this, or you can hold your forehead. And the practice is to think through what makes you anxious, what makes you stressed, what makes you fearful. So in my rather glamorous Uber, I had my fingers on my forehead like this, and I was talking myself through as my own I was my own therapist. I said to myself, what is stressing you about today? What's stressing you about this situation? So I was thinking, be fearful that they don't like me, I might stutter, or I might forget what I'm saying, Anik might never have me back, Elliot's really good at presentations, what's he going to think of this, that, and the other? And then I talk myself through, how does that make you feel? Okay, it makes me feel worried, it brings a feeling to my stomach, and you're bringing up the negative thought and the negative energy, so your wonderful, miraculous little frontal eminences can start problem solving for you. And you can use this in any situation that stresses you or makes you anxious. So, 2 minutes of morning cross crawl. I want to dance with somebody. Always got to get a bit of song in there. And then a couple minutes of ESR. Think about what's stressing you, what's coming up, what's worrying you, what is causing you anxiety. Okay? These are so simple that people look at me in my clinic and go, really? And my reaction to that is, what have you got to lose? Do it in private, so no one thinks you're crazy, and see how it feels. Do it for 2 weeks. Give it a chance. If it doesn't work for you, fine, leave it. It's that simple. Give it a go, and the emails I get week on week on week, just from cross crawl and just from ESR, are amazing. Comments like, my anxiety completely drained away from my body before I got on stage. We've cured people from stage fright just from cross crawl and just from ESR. Like debilitating stage fright where actors have not been able to get on stage for 2 years. Okay? Often it's deeper than that and there's a lot more work to do, but you get these cases where ESR and cross crawl completely eradicates any of those symptoms. It's absolutely amazing. And these are things that you unconsciously do in your everyday life. Another one is this. You know, the tapping of the chest. Well, your thymus gland is located just behind the left-hand side of your rib cage, and the thymus gland is related to your immune system. It's an energy center, and it's a center for self-esteem. So we're the only mammal that stand up on 2 feet that stopped doing this before moments where we needed adrenaline. So bears will do this before they fight. Gorillas will do this before they swing. We stopped doing it when we needed energy and when we needed adrenaline. So the other thing that I did just before I came in was I gave my thymus glands a little bit of a pump up. And it just gave me that kind of energy that I needed to get up and speak. Okay? So how long? Oh, I've got 1 minute. Right, we'll just forget that. So this just creates a little bit of intrigue. If you want to book a session and find out more about this, then just get in touch. So what else have I got here? The voice. So the thought that I'm going to leave you with is I don't want you to practice. And I don't want you to do exercises. I don't want you to do any of that. What I want you to do is play, explore, and discover. Because if you practice, you're setting yourself up to fail. Because if you practice something, you can get it wrong. And if you do an exercise, you're setting yourself up to fail. Because if you do an exercise, there's a right and a wrong way to do it. If you play and explore with your public speaking and with your voice and with your ideas, then you will discover rather than get right or get wrong. And that's my final thought to leave you with. Thank you. Thank you.